Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video. This is of Haven Riviera Cancun. This was taken in the first week of February of 2022. We're walking through the main lobby here. Everything is first class at this place. Let me just say that right now. I'm walking through it. I go through the whole resort, so you're going to see. So this hallway right here is to the left of check-in. They have a gift shop if you forget anything. Anything from meds to pool floats to used clothing, you name it, they've got it here. And they also sell cigars in there. It's pretty much a non-smoking resort, but don't buy the cigars there. They had beetle holes in them and plume and mold. So, anyways, don't buy a cigar from that place. Walking down this hallway, on the left is Moon's Cabaret. That's where they had all the shows, the Michael Jackson show. They had a burlesque show. And then they also, here is Haven's Lounge. And in the nighttime, around 8 o'clock after dinner, they would have bingo games in here. And right, yeah, right there, there's a bar, and they set up a bar. So it's an after dinner social thing, and you go around 8 o'clock, and then around 9 o'clock, most people head over to see the show. And walking here, we're gonna go into the Serenity Club. It's for Serenity Club guests. You pay extra, and you get a an ocean view room, not a partial ocean view room. And they give you this. It's a nice area. It wasn't really used very often when we were there. Sometimes you'd see a group of people go in, but it's air conditioned, and they put out snacks, and it gives you a break. It is by the pool, so you could come in here, get a snack, and get out of the sun if you want for a bit. There was always pastries, and here you can see that they have games for you to play. And they had a TV. The Olympics were on when we were there, so that was always on TV. They had wine. I only tried the wine once. It was palatable, and they had some liquor, and you can make your own mixed drinks if you wanted, along with snacks. They only put Absolute vodka in there. It's not what I would call top shelf. We've That was our biggest complaint, if there was, that the top shelf liquor is not really top shelf. So I'm cutting back through the Havens Lounge. Get back to the main lobby area. Here I stopped at the pool just to give a quick view, and it is beautiful. It literally is. On the left here is the concierge. If you have any questions about anything, they can arrange tours for you. That's the main check-in, the main front desk area. If you don't have Serenity Club, that is where you'll check in. So if you do have Serenity Club, this room here on your right is where you'll check in. It's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more upscale, a little bit more first class. A little lounge area. They do have a book library. Yeah, I didn't see anyone really sitting in this area very often. People used it for checking in, and that was it. But they did have snacks and more drinks if you wanted to make them. We didn't use this area very much. If we did use an area for snacks or whatever, we did go to the Serenity Club. On the right here is where you would check in. You sit down there, you show them your passports, and if you are scheduling a COVID test, that is, you would do that at check-in right there. And you can make dinner reservations. Here on the right is the coffee shop. Fantastic coffee shop, and they make anything. They give Starbucks a run for their money, and they had nice pastries in there too. And they're open past dinner time, so it was good to get a coffee there. Here's a view overlooking a bar, one of the many bars on the property. So we're gonna go upstairs. The next level up is where they have a lot of the restaurants are on the top floor. Now they do have elevators here. Elevators, they're small, pretty much just a two-person elevator. But a lot of people also just use the stairs. This was early in the morning. I'm gonna say between 8 or 9 a.m. I did this. It was after breakfast, and breakfast we usually went around 7 a.m. So that's about the time frame that this was taken. This is Lime's Bar. It's a very cocktail orientated, like real specialty cocktails, and it's first class. And there's an outdoor seating area too, and there's some big TVs, so they put the games on. So if you're gonna watch a sporting event, they'll probably have it on in there. This restaurant here on the left is their Mexican. Their Mexican restaurant is also their steakhouse. So it kind of doubled up with both of them. In this area here, they set up a bar here in the evening. It's a small bar, but it gets decently crowded because this area right here, this walkway, this is like selfie central. Like everyone comes here to take selfies. And I can see why. It's just literally beautiful. And this is the party pool or more active pool, I would say. There's two main pools. This one, the rectangle one, they have a DJ playing and they'll get the volleyball in the water. They have water aerobics. So there's definitely a lot of activities and it's a little bit more of a louder crowd during the day, but not too loud. This is their Asian restaurant. It's also their sushi restaurant and fantastic across the board. Never had one bad meal at this place. Oleos, you do need reservations to eat at Oleos. It's Mediterranean and it's first class. You won't be disappointed eating there. You do need reservations for Oleos and the Asian restaurant that we just showed. You do need reservations for that if you want to eat at the hibachi, where they cook it in front of you and everything. But if you just want to go sit at a table, you don't need reservations for that. And this is, you could look down into the lobby. They have some really nice decorations. See, there's the coffee, there's the main entrance, and on the right there, that's where main check-in would be. These floors, you can see how shiny they are. Be careful if it rains. The rain comes through because there's no walls, obviously, and this floor gets really slick, like almost like an ice rink. So just be aware that, especially at nighttime, and ladies want to wear their nice high heeled shoes out, I would definitely caution uh, about some of your footwear selections if it's going to be raining, because it does get bad. So now I'm walking down. This is what I would call the ground level where the pools are, and this is where the gym is. You can see they have hand sanitizer. They had hand sanitizer at a lot of places, wherever you went. They had a lot of nice equipment. This was never really booked solid. You didn't need reservations or anything, but there was always equipment open, but it was also getting used. There was always a few people in here getting their exercise in. And here I'm going to walk into the spa. And they have facials, they have hot stone massages, they have couples massages, they have anything you want it's a full service spa and salon. And it smelled fantastic. As soon as you walk in the room, you're like, oh my gosh, it smells like heaven in here. So I'm just showing a little bit. I didn't go deep into the spa because if there were people getting services, I didn't want to bug them with wacky guy with a camera walking in the spa. More hand sanitizer is out. And walking straight ahead at the end of this hallway is Flavors, and that's their buffet. Their buffet was open every morning at 7 a.m. for breakfast and lunch around 1. And then because we went in the high season, they kept it open at nighttime and they had a dinner buffet, which they had lobster and steak at. It was a very first class buffet. The towel game was not that much being played here. And if you know about the towel game, you know, you get down there early, you put your towel on, and you claim your spot. I would say you had to be down to the pool by definitely by 11 o'clock if you really wanted a chair. But this was high season. We've also stayed at this resort in low season, and you didn't have to play the towel game at all. Oh, no cards, no towel cards. You didn't have to go to a hut and they give you one card and they give you your card. None of that. They just left towels out and you took as many as you want. And that's how it should be. This is the Italian restaurant right here. And it also kind of doubles, they can do a buffet there if need be. So if you rent it out and you wanted to have your wedding here, they would do it here on this big wooden deck, and it's all lit up at night, and it looks literally fantastic. And then you could have your wedding. You could eat out there and have it table service, or you could have a buffet, and your guests could go in. This was really nice, and it overlooked the beach. Yeah, and this giant wooded deck, you can fit a lot of people on there if your wedding was big enough. They can accommodate it. And you can see how well manicured the grounds are at this resort. Everything was impeccable, and they were always on it. There, you didn't see garbage laying around. You didn't see anything. Everything was kept in order and pristine, literally. You can see that they do have umbrellas and chairs and day beds on the beach, and they did have beach service for drinks. And they had pool service too for drinks. They had waiters all over the place. Waiters and waitresses are coming around and very often. Now here's a look at the pool. It's kind of divided into two sections. And see that right there? That's the ladder. So this area of the pool, you get in and out via a ladder. If you have some mobility issues, that's something to consider. But that's just to this pool. The other pool has a zero entryway, so that's a lot mobility friendly. Oh, and there was also a DJ that plays there, and I was on the top level of the swim up bar there. And you can see there were some people kayaking out in the water. They also had stand-up paddle boards, and they had little catamarans, hobby cats that you could take out. If you know how to sail, if you don't know how to sail, they'll take you out and show you. So that was pretty cool. Now I'm walking in front of Building 4. Building 4 is a Serenity Club ocean view building, but there's not a lot of privacy to this building. See, if you're just walking along the beach, you could look up and you just see. And throughout the day, there was a good crew of people on the lowest level. Those are all the swim out rooms. They were having parties almost every day, and they were hooting and hollering and having a good time. They do have quieter buildings, and I'll show you those later. But if you do want more of the action, this building 4 is what you want. And they do have you see right there, a guy who was cleaning up the seaweed every day in the morning, and there was barely any seaweed when we were there. I know it's been an issue at other times of the year, especially for this resort. So here, as you can see, the swim out rooms, and there's a walkway in front of them. So not much privacy there, but you're in the middle of the action. There's a towel dispenser and Iggy the iguana. He was there like every day, just sitting in the same spot. This is a restaurant that's open for lunch. It's poolside dining, so you can get food from there and then take it back to your chairs. They won't bring food to you. They'll bring all the drinks you want, but they won't deliver food. So you could go up and get your own food and then eat. This has a zero entry pool, and this is the calmer pool. They have kind of mellow music playing softly, but it doesn't get too loud. There is a swim up bar at this. There's a swim up bar at all the pools. So I'm gonna walk around, and you can see there are still the chairs open. And like I said, this was around 9 a.m. In peak season, and they do have day beds. If it's your special birthday or anniversary, if you tell them, they will reserve a day bed for you and then decorate it. So we saw some with decorations of happy birthday, happy anniversary, and they did it up really nice. And there's a restaurant up here for Serenity Club members only, called Vistas, and it's on the second floor up here. I'll be walking up there, and it's open for breakfast and lunch. And if you have a romantic dinner and the beach isn't really working for you, they'll move your romantic dinner up top into this restaurant. So there are a lot of stairs to get to this restaurant. It's something I think they might have done a bit better job at, especially with the ladders in a pool. But this looks fantastic. The view is great. Now I didn't go in because people were just wanted to eat their breakfast, and I didn't want to be all over them. But that's the view you have from the restaurant, and it's just beautiful. And you can see those are the swim up rooms around the pool, and they would get drink service also. So if you have uh, a swim up room and it's by a pool, you're gonna get service there. This pool is not heated in February. I kind of wish, and there's the swim up bar right there and a little eating area. Um, if the pool was maybe about 3 degrees warmer, I think that would have made a difference. It was chilly when you first got in. Eventually, you got used to it, but it kind of would have been nice to have it just a little bit warmer. But being in February, you're going to get that in this region unless you have a heated pool. The one of the rectangle pool at the on the other side of the resort that was heated. Uh, I'll say temperature controlled a little bit better than this pool, but both were still usable. But if you can, hit the like button. I don't get any money from it or anything. I'm not getting paid for any of this, but it does help get the word out about Haven, and if people want to see what the resort is like. So it just helps your fellow travelers if you hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. Here's a little private area. Two of the activities employees were here getting ready to get to work. So they were talking to me for a bit. But this is a little private area. And if you have a wedding and you want to have your reception here, and if it's a smaller one, this is a perfect venue for it. And at nighttime, they light it up and it looks really classy. The camera's just off in Never Never Land because I was talking and having a conversation while I was still trying to film. And then I thought I'd take the quick way down to the beach instead of actually taking the real path. So here's the beach, and you can see there's tracks from where the tractor was cleaning up, and they do rake the sand every morning. And then as they get closer to to the water line. They do clean up the seaweed, and the water was really nice. So I'm going to show you another building. This is building one. This is where we were staying, and it's much quieter. And your room, you just overlook the ocean. It's fantastic. There's our room right there. We were on one up from we're on the first floor, not the ground floor. And it was nice. There was a lot of privacy there, as opposed to building four. And there's also building five, which is also very similar to building one with the amount of privacy you have as opposed to building four. And this resort does have beach vendors that sell cigars, hats, sunglasses, and whatever else they might sell. Um, Not nearly as much as if you were to stay in the Cancun hotel zone, where it's a lot more vendors. This is just a few guys walking up and down the beach a few times a day. They don't bug you, and it's nice not being bugged by vendors trying to sell you their hats and whatnot. This beach was very walkable, and you can see that they do have day beds, and they're all first come, first serve. So this is building four. They do have a lifeguard. When we were there, the red flag was out almost every day. Uh, I don't think anyone really paid attention to what the flags were doing. People went out in the water when they wanted to, but there was never any crazy waves going on. It was always breezy, but it wasn't. The waves never got horribly bad. Nothing more than 2 feet. And I would say you could walk for maybe a half mile south and maybe a half mile north before you ran into another resort. So there's not much in either direction. It's not like you're in Playa del Carmen and you're just packed and there's people all over. This is very not remote because you're only 15 minutes away from the airport and 15-20 minutes from Cancun and probably 20 minutes from Playa del Carmen. But the amount of foot traffic is night and day difference between the different areas. So now I'm actually walking in front of the rectangle pool, and right there is that giant wooden deck. And in the distance, they are building another building. I'm not sure what building number they're going to assign it, but right there is building number 5, and they have 6. So I think that's building number 7 that they're building, and it's all going to be ocean view rooms. Overall, this is a fantastic place, and it checks all the boxes. And if I would definitely go back, it's on our short list of places that we would go back to. So feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about it, or if you have any questions, just leave your questions in the comment section, and I'll answer them for you. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Happy travels.